What does the future look like for DMZ? How is everybody doing? For some of you who don't know me, I'm Nomad, a DMZ-focused creator with a passion for creating content revolving in and around the DMZ. In today's video, I wanted to go over some interesting things regarding the beloved new mode. First off, I love DMZ, and with well over 150 hours, I don't see an end in sight. As we all know, DMZ is currently in beta, and there's many reasons for this. The obvious being a fresh mode to the franchise, and they want to test the player's reaction and retention. So far, from what has already been said and shown, DMZ is a hit with the player base, to say the least. DMZ is getting a great praise from the player base across the board, which I think is great. It is probably my favorite mode Call of Duty has introduced into the series. Now, if we take a look at the initial Trello board from CallOfDuty.com, they state this is just the beginning, which this is exciting. You know, it's in beta. We don't know how it's going to shape up and how it's going to evolve with Warzone. Furthermore, they say there is a deep mission system, side quests, secrets, and more. Now, if we look at secrets and more, this is interesting, and we will go over these points later on in the video. With the recent update, some of you may or may not have noticed the bugged weapons research mission. You know, the one where you extract with the enemy's weapon 4 times? It was recently removed and instantly replaced with a new mission. This tells me they have many backlog missions at their disposal, which is exciting. They say it's a deep mission system, but as we know, some of these missions are not deep. I don't know if any of you guys have done the mechanic mission. Got to take 26 blowtorches to a dead drop. 26 blowtorches. Most games I encounter 1, 2, if I'm lucky, 3 blowtorches in a game, sometimes even none. Some of these are just chores in my opinion. I'm not complaining here. I love the mode, and I understand that some of these missions need to be implemented into the mode for a distance and long period of playtime. But I mean, come on, man. Now, to go back and touch on the secrets and more part, we already know of the sunken ship's gold skull Easter egg and the photos around the map tying into something. Now again, we don't know if these Easter eggs have been completed or not. Some state that they are completed. You know, where you go to the end of Albagra Fortress and you go underneath and you do the interaction with the buttons and it opens a cache with a note. I don't know if these Easter eggs are finalized or if they're even finalized in the actual game themselves, not from a player's perspective, from the game itself. Maybe as the season evolves, this Easter egg will evolve and become more. We'll have to see. You also want to know what's interesting to me, guys? Have you guys seen that stone guy in the fortress? He's sitting there all by his lonesome in that cell. There has to be a reason for this. There has to be a reason for that guy, and I am extremely curious to see what's going to happen with this. As DMZ evolves, the most exciting statement here on the Trello board for me is they hope to reward players for exfiltration in new ways as they work towards new uses for cash and items. Just like Tarkov and the Cycle, they both offer in-game shops, and I can guarantee you an in-game shop is going to be on its way for DMZ. Is it going to happen in Season 2 or beyond? We don't know yet. New uses for items is an interesting statement. This probably just means turn in X amount of items to a faction vendor or shop merchant, but it could mean something totally different in its entirety. We'll have to wait and see. If we go back to the shop, using money in a shop is going to be weird for me. From my perspective, items will need to be extremely high priced. Exfilling with 60 to 100k per person on a squad is easily done each time you drop it in the DMZ, which means, let's say an item's 5,000 bucks, 10,000 bucks, you can buy a ton of those items, which doesn't make sense to me. So it's gonna have to be high price ticket items in the shop when a shop eventually comes. If it does, we don't know. Next thing we're gonna be talking about is wipes. Tarkov and the Cycle, they all have a wipe at the end of the season. How's that gonna work with Modern Warfare? I'm assuming it's gonna work just like Tarkov and the Cycle has, to where your inventory, every single thing you have, money, all that kind of stuff, faction rewards, everything that you've gotten is going to be completely taken away from your stash, and we're going to start fresh. Now, I don't know how they're going to implement this exactly and what that means. With these missions, they need to make missions that we really want to push towards and actually feel fulfilled when completing them. But then again, I'm not trying to have any gripes, any too nitpicky concepts. It is beta, so it is understandable that everything is in a test phase right now, but I do expect these missions to be very, very expansive in the future, maybe some of them involving multiple steps. But my last point here that I want to touch on is specifically about DMZ and just Call of Duty in general. I believe the map is going to be changing and progressing along with the Warzone story, as we've seen in previous years. So far, we know there may or may not be some sort of Japanese-themed season for Season 2 or beyond. We're not sure what season is going to come out. These are just leaked things. How will this tie into the current map and story? I couldn't tell you that. It will be interesting to see how they do that. Maybe all this is going to be character lore, has nothing to do with the map, but we do know the map's going to change. Things are going to change. Potentially AI are going to change in the DMZ. We don't know that. Exfiltration could change. The way exfiltration happens in DMZ could change. Maybe we can store X amount of armor plates in our headquarters so we can bring them in. My idea with that would be maybe have 2 or 3 slots in your headquarters to store kill streaks, self-revives, and body armor. So in case you die, lose everything, you can go back in with body armor, things like that. And I don't think this gives anyone a competitive edge necessarily, because there's some matches where you can load in and instantaneously within 5 minutes have a 3-plate vest, have a kill streak, have a self-revive, and a good gun from an ammo depot or the train or anything like that. So we're just going to have to see how the season and everything plays out with this. I'm interested to see what you guys think of DMZ in its current state, what you're hoping they add, what you're hoping they change, what you would love to see in Season 2, how you're liking DMZ as a whole. I appreciate you for checking out the video. Subscribe to keep up with DMZ gameplays, shenanigans, and overall news regarding DMZ, Warzone, anything COD related. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you in the community. And as always, stay happy, stay hyped, have a beautiful day, and good luck looting.